Time to break down the team.
100% passes! 100% passes!
So keeper, Cass. Cass played really, really well, actually. He gets a lot of distance on his kicks. In terms of the goal, you can't fault him on the goal. He made 2 double saves. And as a keeper, you're not supposed to save anything. You're not supposed to save anything. So for him to make 2 double saves, and then even at 1-0 down, he made another save. I don't know even if he knew about it, but you know, his like body was still there to make that save. And I think at 2-0, it would have been a different story. So yeah, you know, I thought Cass played really, really well. Dwayne Townsend, I believe. I thought he was solid. He was composed on the ball, very mobile. He was always an outlet. He was really strong in the tackle, and he kept everything simple. And then Wes was in the center of the two. I thought Wes grew into the game really, really, really well. Very strong, solid. It looks like he kind of does like a challenge, and he won his personal duel as well. You know, there was literally nothing like wrong with his positional play. And then there's C, they're called C. C was on the right side of the back three. Sorry, the left side, should I say. And yeah, you know, I thought again, he quick, mobile, covered the ground really, really well. He may not look tall, but he's got a good leap on him. And yeah, you know, second half, he was literally always, again, an outlet. Yeah, solid. All right, so in terms of the wing backs, Marco on the left and Roberts on the right, I thought Marco had a solid game. Marco seemed to be almost like the enforcer, even though he's playing as a wing back. He's the one that's, I won't call him the aggressor, but he's the one that is not only up for a tackle, but he's up for the first tackle, the second tackle, the third tackle, and also a punch. And you do need players like that who are kind of willing to literally keep on going and who are also on that edge. But of course, there's a kind of edge where you don't want to cross that line, especially playing as a wing back because you're closer to the crowd. And at home, everything's cool because, you know, you can kind of control your emotions. But away from home, when you're on the opposition side and they've got a crowd and they'll be winding you up, sometimes I can see already Marco could cross that line. But in terms of his performance on Saturday, yeah, like, you know, again, solid. Roberts, Mr. T. Roberts. This silence is exactly how T played. Roberts didn't really turn up until 5 minutes or 10 minutes before the end of the game, because I'm looking at T as a very productive and creative player. And in the first, to be honest, in the whole game, his distribution wasn't great. Crossing didn't really find anyone. But as a true player and someone that just needs one chance, he took his chance. He came back on in extra time, and I think it must have been his second or third touch. The moment he came back on, he actually scored, and the goal was good. You know, that's literally what you need from your creative players. Not everything's going to be on a plate to you. You're not going to get the ball all of the time, or you might not have the best game. But when you're in front of goal, you know where the goal is. So again, you know, salute T. All right, so the midfield three was Caleb as a defensive, and then Temps, and then Stewart. So Caleb, I thought he had a decent game. He's like very neat on the ball. He's like touches good, and like because he's a kind of big guy, you don't expect that. I think the one thing what I can say is that sometimes in the game on Saturday, he took one too many, and he was trying to find the Hollywood ball all of the time. He was kind of literally looking for that Oscar nomination. He was literally looking for that Oscar nomination. He literally wanted to be best actor. And like sometimes you just have to play a supporting role or be like the best editor or the best director or like have the best film track. You know, like it's not about being the number one. You just have to keep things going. And as a defensive midfielder, that's literally what your job is, to like start, play off. And then once play starts, you just sit back and just wait for certain things to actually break down, and then you start again. I think what like Mr. L was trying to do was to G him up in terms of saying that I'm going to take you off and things like that. But I think it was more of a kick up the ass type of mentality, because I think everyone knows that he could have played a lot better, and I think that was the only way to kind of G him up. But you know, again, I thought he played well. Just literally probably popping it off a little bit sooner. That was the only thing. Temps, you know, again, what I can say is this guy can run for days. And again, like, he doesn't look a day over 12. But you know, he doesn't shirk away from challenges. He goes up for every header. Even like in, you know, even in extra time, he was still putting himself about. He literally wore himself down. And for a box-to-box midfielder, you need someone like that. Yeah, his distribution was okay. He kind of misplaced the ball a few times, but you know, he was constantly a menace. And, you know, I say a menace in the best possible way. He was always there, making sure that the opposition had to play that one extra pass. And again, he, for me, was a vital cog in that team. Yeah, I think he's a vital cog in that team, and also in terms of how they play and literally how they set up. So yeah, like Temps, yeah, well done. Stewart, man of the match for me. Very, very composed and strong on the ball. In the first 10-15 minutes, looked shaky. But I think the whole team looked a bit shaky at first. As like the game wore on, he got better and better and better and better and better. He was literally picking up the ball from deep. He was winning his challenges. He was sometimes the last man making a tackle. There was a time when they were through on goal, I think it was on our left, and he was like the last man to actually make that tackle. And it was his assist for Roberts' goal. And again, it was a great ball. It was a defense splitting ball that, you know, defenders hate. And he just kept on going. And he had to come off with cramp. And when he came off, yeah, the team looked slightly shaky, but honestly, like, he literally grew into the game. He played really well. So man of the match for me. For the two Bs, Byron and Buller. I thought Byron played well. In the first half, it was difficult. The opposition were a strong, tall, physical team. And anything up in the air, they just wasn't going to win. He did battle hard. And I think it's one of those things where it's very easy to actually go missing in a game like that, where you're not getting the ball or you're not getting the service. I don't be too like critical, but I felt he could have found space in the final third better. And when he did have the ball, to kind of recycle it better as well. But by saying that, course, as an attacking player, you know, you need the ball 7 times out of 10, and you know it wasn't coming to Byron enough for him to kind of make that change. Buller tried again as much as he possibly could. You're not going to get any change out of anyone that's 6'3", that's winning all of the headers, and Buller is probably 5, I don't know, maybe 5'7", 5'8". You know, and if the balls are going up in the air, and if you're not getting the support at the time, especially in the first half, then it's a thankless task. But you know, again, I felt that he you know, tried his hardest. I felt that he did his best for the team, especially in the first half, and so did Byron. Actually, I think both of them played as well as they possibly could against the opposition in the first half. They didn't get frustrated, which was something very kind of nice to see, and they just kept on going. In terms of subs, apologies, I don't know people's names in terms of subs, but I think the sub that made the biggest impact was Kevin. Kevin. Like, he came on and he set up our equalizer, which I think Buller put away, and it was a good volley. And I think what kind of Kevin gives you, Kevin isn't really a target man. He isn't a player that's going to run into the channels and really kind of break the lines. Kevin is a type of player where he needs that space in around the 18-yard box, probably between the centre circle, in the advanced bit of the centre circle, and the 18-yard box. That's going to be his space, because like, with him and Caleb, those two for me look like the better technical players that can lever a ball and can strike it really cleanly. And I think if you give Kevin space around the 18-yard box, he's that type of player that can literally find like top bins or bottom corners if you literally give him that space. NJ and Luke, the guys came on. NJ, you know, I thought he kind of played okay. Unlucky not to have got his goal. Just a little bit more composure in front of goal. But he looks like a player that will literally run his heart out until he's literally collapsed on the floor. Okay, you know, like, he might not be the best technically, but you know, for me, well, in terms of what I've seen him, and in terms of his demeanor and his character, because I haven't spoken to him, and Saturday was the first time I've seen him play, but his demeanor and his character, it's kind of really, really nice to see, where, you know, he'll just buy his time and literally wait for his opportunity. And he just looks like he'll just run, and, you know, yeah, you know, of course, you know, as a kind of striker, because NJ's a striker, it's all about scoring goals. So if you're not scoring goals, then that will always go against you. But in terms of the work that he does off the ball, I thought he was okay. Personally, I would have liked to have seen more of him, but, you know, I think, you know, he literally did what he could for the team, so well done. Luke came on. I thought Luke played okay. It's very hard to come on as a midfielder and pick up the pace of the game, so like, he did look slightly off. I've seen Luke play better, because yeah, you know, I have played against Luke or with Luke. I can't remember where, but, you know I have. I think it's just one of those things where I think with more like game time and, you know, getting to the pace of the game quicker, he would have made a more of an impact. But yeah, you know, he did look slightly nervy in kind of certain situations. But again, you know, it's literally all about the team, and it's all about the squad. Management, I'm gonna call you Mr. L. I'm gonna call you Mr. L. So in terms of his kind of team talk, I thought It was well received, or in terms of it was engaging. He also took the womp as well, and he kind of got like the team together. There was no shouting, there was no kicking water bottles or things like that. And he's got his own management style. Very calm, very concise, very kind of calm and calculated. And certain things that he said resonated with me in terms of course, like the ball is the fittest player on the pitch, which makes sense. He praised players when he had to, and he bollocks players when he had to as well. On the sideline, he was kind of constantly talking, constantly shouting, however you kind of see it, which is good. He was trying to motivate the players, like Caleb. I think, and again, I can see what he was trying to do with Caleb, because because I think he like knows the talent that he's got, and if he's not using it, it's frustrating. So the only way for him to get that over to him and say, look, I'm going to take the thing that you love the most on a Saturday away from you for you to be playing better, and that's taking you off. And again, I thought Caleb responded well. He kind of made like the subs when he kind of had to. Of course, the stroke of genius was taking Roberts off when he was playing absolutely shit, and then bringing him on for him to score the winning goal. So a lot of people, of course, will like praise Roberts with his goal and Stu with the assist, but like management also knew exactly when to take him off, and then when to bring him back on for him to make that impact. So yeah, he kind of used his subs well. So overall, it was a kind of solid performance. A 2-1 win, London Cup into the next round. Hopefully Peckham can actually bring this cup home. So yeah, so that's my analysis. Yeah, I've only seen you guys play like once, but what I've seen, definitely impressed. Yeah, I'm kind of definitely impressed. So well done, boys. Into the next round. Go and win it.
100% passes! 100% passes!